Mason Zero ASMR. I am very excited to be back today because I've got one of my personal favorite videos lined up for you, and that is, of course, opening Magic the Gathering. The roots of my channel, if you've been with me for a while. My very first video was about Magic the Gathering. Many of my videos have been about opening it. They are not always my most popular videos, which makes sense. It's a little bit of a niche category there. But I'm opening these packs. Why not allow you to join me in a relaxing environment? So, today I'm opening Modern Horizons 2. I was just going to buy singles of this set, but I really wanted to open some, especially for the channel. And a pre-release kit was the kind of best value for me, because a booster box is $200 plus. A bundle is $70 or $80, or maybe even more. This pre-release kit I think was $45, which was not bad. It's only 6 packs, but you also get a promo and a dice, which is very cool. So we're going to go open this up, open the packs, read through every card. I think I'll save the promo for last unless I accidentally reveal it. So let's open this up. Get some plastic sounds. If we can get it open, that is. There we go. Nope. I've just got my fingernails recently, so. Okay, unfortunately I can't see the mana cost here, so I'm just gonna pull this up. Oh, okay, so you actually get Usury Fortune's Flame as the... I thought it was the bundle promo, but I guess you just get it in a pre-release kit. Maybe there's other cards here, so we'll save that until the end. I'm not exactly sure what all is in there. And then we have the dice. I really hope this isn't my pre-release promo. It might be. Because this is the bundle promo. That would be very funny. Okay, looks like it's just tokens on the back. You know what? No, I'm curious. Let's look. That would be so funny. That would make me very sad. All right. Yep, it's just tokens. Oh my gosh. Okay, so our promo is Usury Fortune's Flame, which is a chunk card that you also get as the bundle promo. So that's unfortunate. It's got the new pre-release symbol there, which I haven't experienced yet. And Usury Fortune's Flame is 1, a blue, and a red for a 2/3 legendary creature. Efreet is a rare. He has flying, and whenever Usury Fortune's Flame attacks, choose a number between 1 and 5. Flip that many coins. For each flip you win, draw a card. For each flip you lose, usury deals 2 damage to you. If you won 5 flips this way, you may cast spells from your hand this turn without paying their mana cost. So kind of a fun card. You get coin flipping, but I will probably never use that. So that's not the most exciting start, but the packs are sure to be exciting. Oh, we also have a Squirrels of the Multiverse sheet here. You can pause the video if you'd like to read that. It's pretty funny. And then, of course, how to build a pre-release deck. Then we have a nice card divider, which I actually do use these in my boxes of commander decks. And then we have 6 draft boosters. So, there are some special types of cards we can get. There are the Old Border cards, just like in Time Spiral Remastered. There are also sketch cards, which are versions of the cards that have a early draft sketch of the art on them. Those are pretty cool. I think that's it. Maybe there's something else. There are some very cool cards in this set, so let's see what we open. I guess I'll just hold the cards up. Okay. Viashino, Lashclaw, 1 and a red for a 2/2 creature. Viashino Warrior. Tap and discard a card. Creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Victory is the greatest motivator of all. So saith the Bay. Dusk Shell Crawler. 1 and a green for a 0/3 creature insect. When Dusk Shell Crawler enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has trample. They often perch on street lamps, causing the poles to buckle under their weight. Steelfin Whale, 5 and a blue for a 3/4 creature whale. Affinity for artifacts. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, untap Steelfin Whale. It feeds on metal filings suspended in the water, sieving flecks of precious ore through magnetic baleen. Bone Shards, one of my favorite commons from this set, actually. 1 black for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature or discard a card. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Guardian Kirin, 3 and a white for a 2/3 creature Kirin. Flying. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Guardian Kirin. Followed the Kirin. Ojudai expression meaning died a hero's death. Mirror Scrappling. 1 generic for a 1/1 artifact creature Mirror. Sacrifice Mirror Scrappling. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. They're useful creatures, but quite replaceable. I find it best not to get too attached. Pontifex Elder Researcher. generic for an artifact. Tap and discard a card. Fodder Tosser deals 2 damage to target player or planeswalker. In event of siege, load copiously with hot oil, cannonballs, caltrops, rubble, old swords, mess hall leftovers, chamber pots, broken chairs, salt, cousin Vert, trebuchet instructions. Silver Bluff Bridge, artifact land. Silver Bluff Bridge enters the battlefield tapped. Indestructible. Tap to add blue or red. The path to genius is forged in creativity. Disciple of the Sun, 4 and a white for a 3/3 creature, human cleric with lifelink. When Disciple of the Sun enters the battlefield, return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Heart of a Titan, faith as bright as the dawn. Oh, I see, it's a Sun Titan riff. I never noticed that. Tormod's Crypt Keeper, of course a reference to Tormod's Crypt. 3 generic for a 3/2 artifact creature golem with vigilance. Tap and sacrifice Tormod's Crypt Keeper. Exile all cards from target player's graveyard. It guards not a body, but a secret. Into our uncommons, we have Flame Blitz. At the beginning, it's a 1 red for an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, Flame Blitz deals 5 damage to each planeswalker. Cycling for 2 generic. Blast it, not again. Steel Dromedary. 3 generic for a 2/2 artifact creature, Camel. Steel Dromedary enters the battlefield tapped with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Steel Dromedary doesn't untap during your untap step if it has a +1/+1 counter on it. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may move a +1/+1 counter from Steel Dromedary onto target creature. And we have a sketch version of Timeless Witness. Very cool. 2 and 2 green for a 2/1 creature human shaman. When Timeless Witness enters the battlefield, return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Eternalize for 5 and 2 green. And then the flavor text on these sketch cards is actually a line from the art brief, the art instructions to the artist. So here we have intent. We'd like to reimagine the Eternal Witness as an initiate on Amonkhet. And now, if I remember correctly, the next card before the rare will be a reprint card, which can be any rarity. Right, so we have Zurin Orb from whatever set that is, Ice Age, I think. One of those sets, Gold Snap, Ice Age. I get them confused. So Zurin Orb is a 0 mana artifact. Sacrifice a land, you gain 2 life. Obsession is Zur's one flaw as a magic user. His total preoccupation with immortality has become an affliction for his otherwise brilliant mind. Joda, Archmage Eternal. Now we have a rare, which is, a very good one. Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth. Legendary land. Each land is a forest in addition to its other types. Multani's heart is a seed, and all of Yavimaya is its flower. There is as much life here as in the rest of Dominaria together. Karn. That is a very good rare, and then we have a very good squirrel token. Nice. Not a bad pack. Yavimaya is a good hit. Alright, pack number 2. first common is Shattered Ego. Blue for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets -3/-0. Pay 3 and 2 blue. Put enchanted creature into its owner's library third from the top. You can't even fathom the depths of your own insignificance. Keadrone Tahada. Lightning Spear. 1 and a red for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has trample. Pay 2 and a red and sacrifice Lightning Spear. It deals 3 damage to any target. Equip 1. When wielded, it begs to be released. Dusk Shellcrawler, which we have already read. Landscaper Kolos. 5 and a white for a 4/6 creature goat beast. When Landscaper Kolos enters the battlefield, put target card from an opponent's graveyard on the bottom of their library. And it has basic land cycling for 1 and a white. Arcbound Mouser. 1 white for a 0/0 artifact creature, cat, with lifelink and modular 1. So it enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it, and when it dies, you may put its counters on another target artifact creature. It doesn't purr, it hums. Dross Forge Bridge. Artifact land. Dross Forge Bridge enters the battlefield tapped. Indestructible. Tap, add black or red. The path to ruin is forged in pain. That's metal. Piercing Rays, 1 and a white for a sorcery. Exile target tapped creature. Forecast for 2 and a white and reveal Piercing Rays from your hand. Tap target untapped creature. And Forecast is activate this ability only during your upkeep and only once each turn. The Forecast calls for pain. And then we have Rustvale Bridge. Artifact land. Rustvale Bridge enters the battlefield tapped. Indestructible. Tap to add red or white. The path to strength is forged in stability. Chrome Courier. 1 a white and a blue for a 1/1 artifact creature, Thopter. Flying. When Chrome Courier enters the battlefield, reveal the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. If you put an artifact card into your hand this way, you gain 3 life. Torok's Canticle. 3 and a black for a sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a card from it. That player discards that card, then discards a card at random. The same hymns Turok sang to praise the Ebon Praetor would later be adapted to glorify Turok himself. Oh, okay, this is a card that I wanted, and despite being uncommon, is like $5 or $6 or $7, which is crazy, but I did really want this, so I'm glad I opened it. It didn't have to spend $7 on an uncommon. So we have Dragon's Rage Channeler, which is 1 red mana for a 1/1 creature human shaman. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, surveil 1. Delirium. As long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, Dragon's Rage Channeler gets +2/+2, has flying, and attacks each combat if able. This is a great aggro card for red, and it's kind of like Delver of Secrets. Our second uncommon is Graceful Restoration. 3 a white and a black for a sorcery. Choose 1. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Or return up to 2 target creature cards with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Very cool. And then we have Capricomb, 3 and a white for a 2/2 artifact creature goat with flash and vigilance and devour artifact 1, which I'm gonna have to read the reminder text on that one. As this enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice any number of artifacts. This creature enters the battlefield with that many +1/+1 counters on it. Interesting. It is what it eats. And then our rare is, oh, no, that's right, our reprint card is Greed, 3 and a black for an enchantment. Pay a black and pay 2 life to draw a card. What is a sliver of one's soul compared to unimaginable wealth? Now we have our rare, which is Lonus, Cryptozoologist. Lonus is a green and a blue for a 1/2 legendary creature, Snake Elf Scout. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, investigate. Tap and sacrifice X clues. Target opponent reveals the top X cards of their library. You may put a non-land permanent card with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield under your control. That player puts the rest on the bottom of their library in a random order. Very interesting. And then appropriately we do have a glue token. Nice. Lonus is an interesting card. Pack number 3. Unholy Heat. 1 red for an instant. Unholy Heat deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Delirium. Unholy Heat deals 6 damage instead if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. The Devils use fire. Why shouldn't we? Rift Sower. 2 and a green for a 1/3 creature elf druid. Tap to add 1 mana of any color, and you can suspend 2 for a single green. Foul Watcher. 1 and a blue for a 1/2 creature nightmare bird with flying. When Foul Watcher enters the battlefield, surveil 1. Delirium. Foul Watcher gets +1/+0 as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. Gouged Zealot. 3 and a red for a 4/3 creature, Cyclops Berserker with reach and delirium. Whenever Gouged Zealot attacks, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, Gouged Zealot deals 1 damage to each creature defending player controls. Also, I think I just heard my doorbell. Yes, I did hear my doorbell. I had an Amazon delivery, or rather my wife did, delivering, as she mentioned, a birthday present for me, which Amazon did not put in additional packaging, so I know what she got me. But I wasn't going to leave it out on the porch, because she's gone for a few days. So I figured I would bring it in. Anyways, he can't fear what he can't see. Nested Shambler. 1 black for a 1/1 creature zombie. When Nested Shambler dies, create X tapped 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens. X is Nested Shambler's power. Home is where the heart was. Break Ties. 2 and a white for an instant. destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, exile target card from a graveyard. Or, secret option number 4, reinforce 1 by paying a white, which is discard this card to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Wave Sifter, one of my favorite commons from the set, which is saying a lot because there's a lot of cool cards. Wave Sifter is 3, a green and a blue, for a 3/2 creature elemental. Flying. When Wave Sifter enters the battlefield, investigate twice. Evoke for green, blue. Galvanic Relay. 2 and a red for a sorcery. Exile the top card of your library. During your next turn, you may play that card. Storm. Abandoned years ago, the experiment continues to iterate upon itself. And then we have a sketch version of Gargadon. 5 red, red for a 7/5 creature beast with trample and suspend 4 for 1 and a red. And the art note is intent. Magic has made a greater Gargadon and a lesser Gargadon. See reference. We want you to design the average Gargadon. Glimmer Bairn. 1 green for a 1/2 creature. Oof. Sacrifice a token. Glimmer Bairn gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Tricks and treats, souls and sweets. On wooded path, whom shall we meet? Healer's Flock. White, white, white for a 3/3 creature bird with flying and lifelink. The sight of a flock overhead is bittersweet. It means many are wounded, but it also means help is on the way. And this is, of course, 3 copies of Healer's Hawk stapled onto each other. Second uncommon, Arcbound Whelp. 3 and a red for a 0/0 artifact creature dragon. Flying. Pay a red, and Arcbound Whelp gets +1/+0 until end of turn, and it has modular 2. We also have Arcbound Shakari, another Arcbound card. 1 red, white for a 0/0 artifact creature, cat soldier. First strike. When Arcbound Shakari enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each other artifact creature you control. Modular 2. And our old reprint is a rare, which is cool. We have Cursed Totem. 2 generic for an artifact. Activated abilities of creatures can't be activated. Sorry, Great One, but did I hear correctly? I'm to entrust this powerful artifact to our worst researchers. Flesdrim Cabal Servant, and our rare is Unmarked Grave. It is 1 and a black for a sorcery. Search your library for a non-legendary card. Put that card into your graveyard, then shuffle. I'm sure they were once someone important, but I couldn't tell you who they were. Doros Expedition Guide. Now we have a food token with a scorpion tail. Alright. 2 rares in that pack. Neither particularly great, but 2 rares is 2 rares. We also haven't gotten any foils, so let's see how these last packs shake out. We're halfway there. Burdened Aerialist. 2 and a blue for a 3/1 creature, human pirate. When Burdened Aerialist enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Whenever you sacrifice a token, Burdened Aerialist gains flying until end of turn. Curse this glorious golden weight. Mount Velis Manticore. 2 and 2 red for a 3/4 enchantment creature, Manticore. At the beginning of of combat on your turn, you may discard a card. When you do, Bountifellus Manticore deals X damage to any target, where X is the number of card types the discarded card has. Born from a stray spark that flew from Perforos's forge. Jewel-Eyed Cobra, 2 and a green for a 3/1 creature snake with Death Touch. When Jewel-Eyed Cobra dies, create a treasure token. Sure, they're worth a lot, but I'd rather survive to spend my earnings. Makagar, Colonian Hunter. Foul Watcher, which we have read. Vermin Gorger, 1 and a black for a 2/2 creature, vampire. Tap and sacrifice another creature. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Once vampires ruled this world, commanding the fear and respect that befit our noble blood. Have we truly sunk so low? Soren Markov. Lens Flare, 4 and a white for an instant with affinity for artifacts. Lens Flare deals 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. The key to surviving a war is never becoming its focus. Glimmer Bairn, the oof that we've already read. We have a sketch card of Faithless Salvaging, of course our riff on Faithless Looting. 1 and a red for an instant. Discard a card, then draw a card. Rebound. And the art note is mood, a bit regretful, but still looking for loot. Jade Avenger, 1 and a green for a 2/2 creature Frog Samurai. That's right, Frog Samurai with Bushido 2, which is whenever this creature blocks or becomes blocked, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Froggy Fighter at the gate, draw your sword and meet your fate. Traditional children's rhyme. Aeromoeba, a creature, 3 and a blue for a 2/4 creature, elemental beast. Flying. Discard a card. Switch Aeromoeba's power and toughness until end of turn. Some clouds heed no wind. Into our uncommons, we have Vidalcan Infiltrator. 1 and a blue for a 1/3 creature, Vidalcan Rogue. Vidalcan Infiltrator can't be blocked. Metalcraft. Vidalcan Infiltrator gets +1/+0 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. An expert always keeps their tools close at hand. The Underworld Cookbook. 1 generic for an artifact. Tap and discard a card to create a food token. Pay 4, tap and sacrifice the Underworld Cookbook. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. And of course, this pairs with Asmarano Mardukataista Kuldakar, which I think I missed something in there. Asmarano Mardukataista Kuldakar. Is there an extra phrase in there? I'm not sure. Terramorph, 3 and a green for a sorcery. Search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. And it has Rebound. And then our old card is Counterspell, a good old Counterspell. 2 blue for an instant counter target spell. Short, sweet, and to the point. Our rarest Jitter Spitter. That's so funny. This is one of the most hilarious cards in the whole set. 2 and a green for an artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may sacrifice a token. If you do, put an acorn counter on Jitter Spitter. Squirrels you control get +1/+1 for each acorn counter on Jitter Spitter. Pay a green and tap to create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. Very funny. And then, oh hey, we have the token for Timeless Witness, which we opened the sketch version of earlier. Okay, Chitter Spitter. Not a high value card, but definitely a funny card, and honestly not bad either. Okay. Orchard Strider. 4 and green green for a 6/4 creature Treefolk. When Orchard Strider enters the battlefield, create 2 food tokens. Basic land cycling for 1 and a green. And then we have one of its partners, Mental Journey. 4 blue blue for an instant, draw 3 cards. Basic land cycling for 1 and a blue. My wandering mind has always been an asset. And when we get the red one, oh my god, no way, that's so funny. I was like, no way is the red one going to be behind it. I have to see, is the black one behind it? Okay, no. That would be so funny if all 5 were just next to each other. Battle plan, 3 and a red. Enchantment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Basic land cycling for 1 and a red. Tyzurus Charger. 2 and a black for a 3/2 creature Pegasus. Escape for 4 and a black and exile 5 other cards from your graveyard. Tyzurus Charger escapes with your choice of a +1/+1 counter or a flying counter on it. Marble Gargoyle. 2 and a white for a 2/2 artifact creature Gargoyle with flying. Pay a white and Marble Gargoyle gets +0/+1 until end of turn. Once past the stony exterior, the meat is exquisite and can be stuffed with thalids or simmered in a broth of manticore venom. Asmarano, Marnica, Geistig, and Kuldgar. Nailed it. Asmarano, Marnica, Geistig, and Kuldgar. The Underworld Cookbook, of course. Turok's Canticle again. Mistvault Bridge, another one of the bridges. Artifact land, Mistvault Bridge enters the battlefield tapped. Indestructible. Tap to add blue or black. And the path to knowledge is forged in hunger. Draykeeper. Not sure if it's Draykeeper or Draykeeper, but 3, a black, and a green for a 2/2 creature elf druid. When Draykeeper enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens. 3 and a black, and squirrels you control get +1/+0 and gain menace until end of turn. He gave the squirrels acorns, they gave him vengeance. What a movie that would be. Tragic Fall. 1 in the black for an instant. Target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. Hellbent. That creature gets -13/-13 until end of turn instead, if you have no cards in hand. Every final journey begins with a single misstep. Fairgrounds Patrol. 1 and a white for a 2/1 creature human soldier. 1 and a white. Exile Fairgrounds Patrol from your graveyard. Create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Activate only as a sorcery. No signs of any suspicious activity yet. Into our uncommons, we have Altar of the Goyf. 5 generic for a tribal artifact Lurgoyf. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is a number of card types among cards in all graveyards. Lurgoyf creatures you control have trample. What dies grows the ineligible clawed out statue inscription. Essence. Sorcery for 1 black black. Exile target creature or planeswalker. You gain life equal to the number of counters on it. Your argument as to why I should spare you lacked substance. Now, so do you. Gaedrone Dihada. Aethersworn Sphinx. 7 white blue for a 4/4 artifact creature, Sphinx. Affinity for artifacts, flying, and cascade. Let's see what our old card is. We have Quirion Ranger. A green for a creature, Elf Ranger. Return a forest you control to its owner's hand. Untap target creature. Activate only once each turn. Respect the earth, for it will one day be your shield and another day your blanket. Leaf Villain, Quirion Exarch. I don't recall if I own this card, but it would be good in my Yisan, the Wandering Bard, commander deck. Okay, our rare is a mythic, Scion of Draco. 12 generic mana for a 4/4 artifact creature, dragon, with domain. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each basic land type among lands you control. Flying. Each creature you control has vigilance if it's white, hexproof if it's blue, lifelink if it's black, first strike if it's red, and trample if it's green. Then we have a construct token. No foils in these first 6 packs, with only 1 pack left to go. Very interesting. Okay, we need something spicy in this final pack. I'm gonna aim high. I'm gonna say foil. What's the card? I've already forgotten it. The fetch land, the red blue one. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Well, oh well. I guess I don't want it that badly then. Any foil fetch land will do though. Alright, we'll likely have some more repeats in this pack. We've got Battle Plan. Okay, Crack Open is new. 2 and a green for a sorcery. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Create a treasure token. What no spell or lockpick could open, the forest coaxed apart. Lose focus. 1 and a blue for an instant. Replicate for 1 blue. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. The spell wavered, caught on the tip of his tongue, and at the edge of his awareness. Arcbound Tracker. 2 and a red for a 0/0 artifact creature, dog. Menace and Modular 2. Whenever you cast a spell other than your first spell each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Arcbound Tracker. Seems pretty good. We have Bone Shards again. We have Break Ties again. Abundant Harvest. 1 green for a sorcery. Choose land or non-land. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a card of the chosen kind. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Gaia knows what you need. Do you? Ornithopter of Paradise. Ornithopter combined with Birds of Paradise. Awesome. 2 generic for a 0/2 artifact creature, Thopter with flying. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. Through even our darkest days, we must never cease creating. Each new invention brings value to the world, be it beauty, utility, or both. Rashmi, Aetherseer. Oh hey, we have our first old border card of Aeromoeba. 3 and a blue for a 2/4 creature, elemental beast. I think I've read this one already. It has flying and discard a card to switch Aeromoeba's power and toughness until end of turn. Some clouds, heed no wind. Our first uncommon is a legendary creature with that beautiful frame. We have Captain Ripley Vance. 2 and a red for a 3/2 legendary creature, human pirate. Whenever you cast your third spell each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Captain Ripley Vance. Then it deals damage equal to its power to any target. The Spitfire Bastion bristles with cannons claimed from every ship she's conquered. Underworld Hermit. 4 black for a 3/3 creature, human peasant. When Underworld Hermit enters the battlefield, create a number of 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens equal to your devotion to black. Some souls yearn to escape death, others are content to feed the wildlife. Abiding Grace. 2 and a white for an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, choose 1. You gain 1 life, or return target creature card with mana value 1 from your graveyard to the battlefield. Into the smothering dark, Sarah spoke a single word. Hope. Song of All, Kanto 2. Alright, our old card is Cursed Totem again. Interesting. And our rare is there we go. We have a fetch land, Arid Mesa. Very nice. Of course, all the fetch lands would be useful. I actually do have a red-white modern deck. Of course, I haven't played in forever because I don't play modern, but I have no fetch lands for it. I think we have a foil. I have a foil Landscaper Kolos, which is the basic land cycling card we got before. Alright, very cool. So let's see, we got the Arid Mesa. And we got the Yavimaya Cradle of Growth. I think those were the only super good hits. I don't. Jitter Spitter is just fun. Despite Scion of Draco being a mythic, I don't think that it's necessarily good or valuable. And then, of course, we do have our promo. Despite it being usury, it is still our pre-release promo. In terms of what deck I would make, I'm not going to go through that whole process, but nothing is really screaming out to me necessarily, which is always hard. Sometimes that happens, but I didn't necessarily. None of these rares are pushing me into anything in particular. You know, I got a couple squirrel cards, but I don't know if Jitter Spitter is worth it or not. The 2 Cursed Totems is interesting. Yeah, I think if I was basing it off of the rares, I have no idea what I would do. I might just go green to play the Jitter Spitter. But then would I go green-blue? Maybe. I did get that common that investigates twice, so I could go clues, something like that. But yeah, nothing really pushing me a certain direction here. But all very cool cards. My cubes will be happy. My commons cube, my uncommons cube, my whatever cube. I'm sure there's some commander cards here too. Let me know in the comments, if you're still awake, what cards you like from this set and what you're going to do with them. And if any of these cards are cards that you plan on using. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see me open next, and I will consider it. I don't open a lot of Magic these days, but I always love making these videos. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this relaxing. If you did and you're still awake, I would appreciate a like or a comment. But otherwise, I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.